I never questioned why my mom always treated my injuries at home instead of taking me to a doctor until a hospital scan showed me what she'd really been doing. Everyone always told me how lucky I was to have a mom who could handle medical stuff at home, how much money we saved, how convenient it must be, and I believed every word. She's been doing this my whole life with broken fingers, bad cuts, ear infections, strep throat, and anything else that came up. My dad loved not paying co-pays. My grandparents bragged to their friends about how qualified she was, and I grew up thinking every kid with a nurse parent lived this way. I trusted her completely because she's my mom, and she's literally trained for this. Things started feeling wrong around junior year when the procedures got more serious, and I couldn't shake the feeling that maybe some of this stuff actually needed a real doctor. When I was 16, I found a sore spot on the back of my neck and showed it to my mom. She said it was probably nothing, and she'd take care of it at home like always. She did a quick procedure in the bathroom, bandaged it up, and told me it would heal fine. 3 days later, it started getting worse. The pain got sharper. I started running a fever that wouldn't break, and I felt so exhausted I could barely stay awake in class. Every time I told my mom something felt wrong, she brushed me off and said I was being dramatic. Weeks went by and I was sweating through my sheets at night. The spot on my neck felt hot and swollen, and I looked so awful that my friend Liam finally said something at lunch. He told me his mom was a nurse too, and she would never handle an infection that bad at home, that I needed to see an actual doctor right now before it got dangerous. I tried to brush it off, but he pulled out his phone and called her right there, and when he described what was going on, she told him to bring me to their house immediately after school. I was too tired and scared to argue. Liam's mom took one look at my neck, and her face went pale. She said we were going to urgent care right now, that this was serious and could turn into sepsis if we waited any longer. She drove us straight there, and I texted my mom that I was with Liam, but I didn't tell her where we were going because I knew she'd try to stop me. The urgent care doctor looked at my neck, and his whole expression changed. He said it was badly infected, and I needed imaging immediately to see how deep it went, so he sent me straight to the hospital for a CT scan. Liam and his mom came with me and stayed in the waiting room while they did the scan. When the doctor came back, he pulled up the images on a screen and asked if I had any implants or medical devices he should know about. I said no. He pointed at the back of my neck on the scan, and I saw 4 small bright spots embedded in the tissue near my spine. He said they looked like microchips, the kind vets use for pets. I stared at the screen feeling like I was going to pass out. The doctor asked if I knew how they got there, and I told him I had no clue, that my mom did a lot of medical stuff on me at home, but I'd never agreed to anything like this. He called Liam's mom into the room, and when she saw the scan, she looked like she might be sick. The doctor said he needed to call my parents, and I felt my heart drop. My mom showed up 20 minutes later, and the doctor asked her directly when the microchips were implanted. She didn't say anything. He asked again, and she finally muttered that she'd done it herself for practice because I was sedated during other treatments, and she needed to learn the procedure for work. The room went completely silent, and then the doctor said, "You used your own child as a practice dummy?" My mom just shrugged and said, "It's not like it hurt him." I felt my brain short circuit hearing her say that out loud like it was no big deal, like I was just some object she could use however she wanted. Liam's mom stood up and told my mom she was calling my dad, and that what she did was criminal, and my mom didn't even try to defend herself. The doctor told my mom to leave, and she walked out without even looking at me. He sat down and explained that what she did was assault, that practicing procedures on someone without consent was illegal no matter who you were, and that he had to report it. Liam's mom called my dad, and when he got there and found out what happened, he looked absolutely destroyed. He kept asking how he didn't know, and I told him I didn't know either, because she made it all seem so normal. I live with my dad now, and my mom's under investigation by the nursing board. They removed the microchips last month, and the surgeon said based on the scar tissue they'd been there since I was around 12 or 13. I keep finding out new things she did without telling me. Little scars I thought were accidents that were actually her practicing something. I see a real doctor now for everything, even when I stub my toe.